This is flirty, dirty, and bookish.
Welcome to the dark side.
Listen if you dare.
Hello?
Testing.
Okay, so before we get into this series, we wanted to let you guys know that there is a lot of spoilers. So if you have not read this series and you don't want spoilers, please don't listen. Go read them first and come back. Also, if you like spoilers, feel free to listen because you're just like me and I love spoilers.
Also, there's a lot of triggers in these books. We just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We're not going to discuss what the triggers are right here, but they
Those
will
give
be
away
talked
spoilers,
about
too.
in the episode.
Yeah.
Because we would spoil it if we did. However, if you want to listen to the episode and you don't care about spoilers, but you want to know what the triggers are, you can just go look at the book and read the trigger warnings first to make sure that you're okay with everything we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I feel like we try our best to say, oh, trigger warning before we start talking about something that could be triggering to people. But when you're mid-conversation and you go on a little bit of a rant, sometimes it can be hard. So we just wanted to put this at the beginning just to let you guys know that will be involved in these next few episodes. So, yeah, just so you guys are aware. I hope you enjoy. Welcome to Black Hallows. Okay, guys, we're back this week with the fourth book in the Black Hallows series with Reckless Rebel.
Jace! My favorite man ever.
Is he really?
I would say he's top. 100%. Yeah, he is. Jace Conrad is my book boyfriend of all time. My top. Yeah, he's perfect. He's perfect.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
No,
with him being perfect,
because he shouldn't be like that. I could see how he's different from your guys.
Oh yeah,
for me, like I love him.
No, he's not even in my like top 5. But, like love from
He's
all
in
more.
my top 20 for sure.
He's in top 10, not top 5.
Top 20 is crazy. You have a top 20?
I have a total of like top 300. So top 20 is pretty damn good.
No, he's definitely like top 10.
See, I would say he's top 10 until I remember how hard it was for me to even narrow it down to 3.
But I think all Black Hallows men are in my top 10.
They're in a whole league of their own.
Yeah. They're not even
like,
rateable.
I don't think I can compare them to anybody else, which is when it makes it difficult.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard because I love them. Like, I don't know. Putting book in front of their name weirds me out because to me they're real people.
I know.
Yeah.
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 So anywho, this book takes place 5 months after Taylor passing. And Jace is in the dark, deep rabbit hole of depression, substance abuse, alcohol abuse.
He's not
nothing good.
Doing well. He's pulling away from his family. He won't even. He's hooking up with random girls every night, which isn't that new for Jace, but like he won't even kiss them. And he can't be with someone without picturing Taylor dying.
He never hooks up with any girl who has black hair.
Never has a single dream at night. They're always nightmares, and it's either of the day he found out his sister died or watching Taylor die over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
This man is not doing well.
No. But he does live in that house that Elle restored for Marcus, his old house. He is living there with Elle, Marcus, Cassie, Lincoln, and him.
Sometimes Asher.
And mostly Asher. Asher's mostly there because he doesn't like being away from his daughter.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody else.
Maybe somebody else is there on the weekends.
So we first really encountered Jace in the middle of an orgy.
And not only do we really first encounter Jace in the middle of an orgy, but so does his love interest. And no, she is not part of the orgy.
No.
She unfortunately was looking for a bathroom and walked in on the orgy.
Yeah. His real main character is Riley Decker, but
Neither of them at this time know.
who each other are.
She knows that her sister has a brother. He knows that he has a sister.
And that she has a family with a sister.
Yes. They just don't realize
They just don't know who each other
that it's
are.
each other.
Because Jace at this point has not yet met his sister.
He's still spiraling.
So Riley is a really shy girl. She likes being on her own and loves her younger sister Sophia. And she loves her boyfriend. His name's Rick, but as Jace calls him, we're calling him Dickie.
Yeah, I don't think I can call him anything else.
No. She immediately hates Jace. She doesn't like what he stands for, what he does. She sees him at parties being drunk and high and hooking up with any girl he can.
And now Riley lives under a rock. So she didn't know who he was. So she lives 2 towns over. So she's not aware of who Jace is. However, her best friend is because, well, yes, they live 2 towns over. Black Hallows and what happened there. And who the Southside Rebels are, including El King.
Everyone knows who
no.
the Rebels are, and everyone knows who El King is. And
She
who
just
Asher
lives under a
Donovan-
rock.
Yeah.
Her best friend, though, does know. And after walking in on the orgy and bumping into her best friend gives her the basic rundown about the fact that they're Southside Rebels, kind of gives them their reputation. But of course, she doesn't have all the facts.
No. And they just keep calling like Jace like Playboy and everything, and he how he is and how he's just an alcoholic and an addict and whatever. But he never leaves a girl unsatisfied, is what he's known for. Her boyfriend Dickie also knows who the fuck Jace is.
And thinks he's trash.
And fucking hates him.
Few days later, Jace cleans up his act a bit because he finally decides it's time. Well, I should take it back. He didn't decide anything. He was at his sister's grave, drunk off his face, and Elle came, and she'd finally had enough, picking his ass up all the time, and yelled at him.
Mm-hmm.
So he finally decides it's time to go and meet his little sister.
Yeah.
So he drives to where he knows she lives, goes there. No one's home except for her dad.
G-Dog! We love Gary.
We
Riley's
love him.
dad is an icon. I need to know more about who this man is and like.
I want a past tense story of him and
So do I.
Ava's love story. Ava's
So
her
do I.
mom. I want a past tense.
I know. I need it.
So bad. I need to know. Because G-Dog was the bad boy with tattoos and like, I need to know.
Yeah. And he like.
But he doesn't seem like it now. People know now he works with people who are struggling, which is how they actually, or people who are struggling with substance abuse. And that's actually how he came into contact with Jace's mom. Well, she was pregnant with Sophia, and they ended up taking Sophia in the moment she was born.
Yeah. And they adopted her.
So anyway, Jace is there talking to G-Dog, and lo and behold, Riley comes home from the dance studio. She walks in to find Jace in her living room, and is very confused.
And she's like, no, Dad, like, you can't have him around Sophia. He's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic. You don't see what I see. Like, we met at an orgy. She, like, full-blown just ratted him out.
And G-Dog says, well, this is Sophia's brother, and
It is what it is.
you're going to have to live with it.
Yeah.
They're like, you think that we would let him into our house without knowing these things? What Jace does isn't in his own time is what he does in his own time.
Yeah. As long as he's a good brother to Sophia and doesn't bring that around my home, it's fine.
I don't care. And then, before Riley can make any more protests, Sophia runs in.
And she knows exactly who
it
Jace is.
She runs right up to him and already gives him a nickname, which is where we got JC from.
Yeah.
And
Oh, also, side note, Riley calls Jace Playboy and Jace calls Riley Red because she has red hair.
yes,
Thank God it's not black.
I don't think that could have happened. I don't think he could have been with a blonde either. So, right off the bat, Jace and Sophia hit it off, and Jace ends up getting invited to dinner. All goes well. Then Sophia is sad when he has to go, and he says that he'll be back. And then he pinky promises her. And Riley's like, this man who does orgies can pinky promise people and is good with children. So for context, she's known her boyfriend Dickie their entire lives. So he's also been around since Sophia was born. He's like, because they were friends first, and he's horrible with her.
And it's like not mean. He's not mean.
No, he's just not good with kids.
Yeah.
And she's like, this like playboy that I met during an orgy, and it's like he was high on like who knows what, is like all of a sudden good with kids and making pinky promises.
And her parents love him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh no, call me Gary and call me Ava. And Riley in her head is like, what the fuck? They've known Rick his entire life and they still make him call them Mr. and Mrs. Decker.
Yeah,
so she's instantly mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't like him. He's an asshole.
But unfortunately, during this dinner, there would have been one other catastrophic moment that occurred. Dickie showed up at the house to talk to Riley, and he found out Jace was there.
Oh, and he was not happy about that.
Not happy, and she was trying to explain, like, I told you Sophia had a brother, and I just found out now that this is who it is. Like, I can't help. And he's like, well, you need to stay away from him.
Yeah.
He can't be in your life. She goes, it's Sophia's brother.
I don't have a choice.
And he's like, well, it's Sophia's brother, not your brother. You don't have to be around him. What's she supposed to do? Not go to her own house?
He's an asshole.
Like, ugh.
He's just incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves girls unsatisfied.
Oh, she's also a virgin at this point.
Yes.
Yes.
And then a couple days later, they go to another party and she sees Jace again and he's with other girls. And then their friend, one of his friends that are part of the Rebels, I can't remember what his name is. Doesn't matter. He calls Lincoln, probably, or Marcus, and he's like, you have to come get him. He's drunk, and Jace obviously can't drive because he's fucked up. But bring Elle. So then in Riley's little not knowing under rock brain, she thinks Elle is his girlfriend. And the way that Jace embraces her when she gets there, and how he treats her, she just assumes. So now she's like sort of kind of jealous.
But also at the same time, she's like, you're cheating on your girlfriend. Like,
yeah, like you're an asshole.
She's the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen, and you're cheating on her.
Yeah. So this goes on and on for a while, where Jace goes and visits Sophia. Riley can't stand him. Jace is trying to get her to like him. And
at the same time, when he's not with Sophia, he's going to parties at night, getting drunk, getting wasted, still not seeing his family very much.
He's a full-blown drug addict now, where if he wakes up, he's in, like, detox.
Yeah. So when he goes to spend hours with Sophia, he likes to be sober, so he'll go home and he's completely wrecked. And Jace over and over again says, I hate your boyfriend. And she's like, well, you have a girlfriend. He's like, no, I don't. She's like, yeah, you do, Elle King. And he goes, no. I love her, but she's not my girlfriend. She belongs to my brother Marcus. So they finally clear that up, and she's like, oh, kind of interesting, but like also got Dickie over here. And by the time he clears this up, he's kind of like started to like he's gone back towards his family now. He's not as distant from them anymore. He's spending time with them again. Yeah. And actually there's this really cute moment just before, I think it was only like the day before or whatever, and they were all at the table, and he was smirking at his phone, and Riley texted him something that made him laugh. And Cassie actually looks at him and says, that's the first time you've laughed in forever.
Mm-hmm. It was so sad.
And in Jace's head, he's like, she has no idea what she's just said. Like, and everyone's just like staring at me. Like, he's like, I didn't realize how true that was until this moment.
Oh, also, Gary adds Jace to their family group chat. And it goes a little something like this. G-Dog, welcome to the madhouse, Jace. Thumbs up emoji. Fifi, that's what he calls Sophia. Yay, you added JC. Thanks, Dad. Ava, let us know what day you're free for dinner again, honey. Riley, which he saves as Riles. Seriously, you added him to our group chat? Seriously? Sophia, because he's our family. For someone who reads so many books, you sound really dumb right now. So he is fully ingrained in into the family.
So Jace went to a party, and while he was at this party, Elle and all them were there, and then they ended up leaving after Jace punched a guy in the, or he didn't, yeah, he punched him in the face and pushed him against the wall because the guy like grabbed Elle's ass as they were walking out.
Mm-hmm.
And
this was another time that she had to come and save him.
Yes. And he like pushed the guy against the wall, and Riley was there and she saw it. And they had like this family barbecue coming up 2 days later, and she's like, so I don't remember exactly why Riley was so angry with him, but she ended up chasing him out of this house and starts screaming all these horrible things about him, about how he's an addict, about how he's useless, good for nothing, waste of space.
Basically saying all of Jace's insecurities to his face.
Yeah. And he's just standing there like taking it. And Elle is standing there, and they finally get Jace in the car. Oh, and as he was walking away, she's like, don't even bother coming to the family barbecue, like, if you're going to be doing this shit. So he walks away. Elle goes up, and she's like, you have no idea what he's been through, and you don't get to talk to him like that, and if you ever do that again...
She's going to get the wrath of Elle King.
Oh, yeah.
Love his stabby pants.
In Riley's head, she goes, oh, because her dad had kept saying that Jace had a family, but Riley knew, obviously, she knew Sophia's...
Yeah, so she's like, what fucking family? They're dead.
What family? They're all dead. And she, in that moment, she goes, this must be the real family that my dad keeps talking about.
Mm-hmm. But he wanted her to realize it in real time because they're the same age and stuff. Like, he didn't want to be like, oh, yeah, his family is the fucking rebels who took down the entire town and killed everybody.
Yeah.
So, because G-Dog is clutch.
Yeah. So... you know, that whole fight happens, and the next day he decides, like, I need to, like, go and make it up to them. So he ends up showing up at the house where Riley is babysitting Sophia for the night because their parents are having date night. And Riley and Sophia are wearing these, like, matching pineapple pajamas.
They have face masks on.
Yeah, and they're like singing karaoke, and they've ordered a pizza, and they have matching Elsa braids in their hair. And anyway, that's important because Jace shows up, and Jace gets a face mask, and he also gets an Elsa
and
braid.
Riley's really embarrassed.
She's
like, oh my god, I can't believe he saw me like this.
Yeah.
He goes, no, you look cute in your PJs.
Yeah. And then so she goes off to wash the face mask off and takes Sophia, and when she comes back, Sophia has already made it back to the living room, and in the living room is Jace and Sophia scream singing Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. So they end up having like this whole karaoke party together, and then the pizza gets there, and they watch Cinderella, and Riley ends up taking this really cute photo of the two of them because they were making the exact same face, and it's just like a cute night overall until Dickie shows up, who gets mad because she said that it was just going to be her and Sophia tonight, and all of a sudden Jace is there, and it's a huge thing. And he ends up making Riley feel like shit, and Riley doesn't realize that Jace has overheard everything that was said, because when she ends up getting Dickie to calm down while he's like getting into his car, he's like, I don't even know what I was so worried about. She's like, you're not even his type, like especially in what you're wearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she goes back in, Jace ends up making a comment about how she would look beautiful.
He said, Rick's wrong, you're everyone's type, and you look sexy in everything you wear, especially those pajamas.
Yeah. I love Jace. And then just before Jace is leaving and Sophia's about to go to bed, he pulls out a gift for Sophia, who like loves to do art and everything, so he got her like painting supplies and all that. But not only that, Sophia notices that there's another gift in the bag, but this one's not for her, it was for Riley, and he got her a special edition of Alice in Wonderland because that's her favorite book, and he even asked G-Dog what he should get her.
Mm-hmm.
And in her head, once again, she's thinking Rick has never like put this much effort into anything like this before.
No, exactly.
And then Jace goes home for the night, and then while he's at home, he ends up having dinner with his family. Well, I mean, he's already eaten, but Jace could probably eat a whole goddamn Mack truck. And they're all sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden he gets this text from Riley. And she's asking for
You're
sexting
wrong.
advice. Oh no. Oh, that's after the barbecue. Jesus Christ, he eats a lot after already having dinner. Anyway, so Jace goes home. Everyone's shocked that he's not out partying.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to stay as sober as possible for tomorrow for the barbecue because he doesn't want to mess anything up. Especially now that him and Riley have called a truce.
Yeah.
And then he gets a text from Riley and she thanks him for the book.
Yep.
Then the next day, Riley decides to dress up a little more than she usually does.
Mm-hmm.
For
Puts
the
makeup
barbecue.
on, puts a cute dress on. She takes a picture of herself and sends it to her boyfriend and says, "Wish you were here." And then
Doesn't get a response at the moment, at least.
Yeah.
Then she goes down to the kitchen to like help her mom with anything, and her mother points out that she looks pretty today.
Mm-hmm.
And as if she's
yeah.
dressing up for anyone
Yeah.
special.
And then she's like, "What? No, of course not. I have a boyfriend, remember? Besides, Jace is Fia's brother." She calls her sister Sophia Fia. And her mom literally says, "Please, you'd have to be blind not to see how beautiful Jace is, and he isn't your brother." So Ava is
telling her
wingmanning
right now
her.
that they're okay if she was to date Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jace walks in and he immediately goes, "Holy fuck, Riles. I don't think you could get any hotter."
And not only that, he has a tray of Starbies.
Yep.
Random orders for everybody.
Yep. Oh, yeah. He hands her a chocolate frap, of course. You know, his favorite drink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Who needs this much sugar in the morning?" He goes, "Come on, Riles. It's fun."
Yeah.
He's basically telling her to loosen up a bit. Anyway, they end up going outside and they spend the day with Sophia.
And her asshole of a fucking boyfriend finally responds to her photo and goes, "Why are you dressed up like that? Wish I was there too. Have fun. Period."
Not you look pretty. Nothing.
No.
Nope.
Why are you dressed like that?
And in her head, she's like, shouldn't my boyfriend have had the same reaction as Jace? Or, like, since he's my boyfriend, maybe even a better reaction
A
than
nice
Jace
one?
did?
Be like, "You look pretty." Yeah.
No, Jace gets to the door and he's like, "Holy fuck, Riles."
Mm-hmm.
And then it's her boyfriend. "Why are you dressed like that?"
Because he's an asshole.
He's horrible. He's also 5'8", and Jace is like 6'3", so Jace towers over
he's
this
like,
man.
he's not fucking intimidating to me at all.
No. But her boyfriend thinks he's all that because he's like a football player and popular and blah, 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 blah.
Still can't get his girlfriend to fuck him, though.
No. So anyway, so they spend the whole day together, and then Sophia ends up falling asleep, and they're still sitting outside, and her parents start to dance to their wedding song. And she's just sitting there with him, and then she takes his phone and sees that, like, girls have been sexting him. So then she kind of she's like, "Are all girls like this? Like, am I supposed to be doing this?"
No, and he's like, "Look at it. Like, this is what they fucking send me, but it means nothing."
Yeah. Well, anyway, he goes home while sitting on the couch with Elle and, like, with his brothers that night. He gets a text from Riley, which sends him up to his room because she is asking him for sexting advice.
Yeah. She goes, "You know how he called a truce?" He says, "I'm a lover, not a fighter, Red. It was only you with all the hate." She goes, "Whatever. Can I ask a weird, potentially embarrassing favor?" Jace is like, "You have my full attention, Riles. What's up? Is Fifi okay?" And then Riley goes, "Fia's fine." And then she says, "I want to send a sexy picture to Rick and I need advice." Because Jace, king of all the sexting. And so he's like, "And you need me because? Just send it. It's not a big deal." And Jace is sitting at a table with everybody, and they're all like, "Why are you on your phone? Who are you talking to? Why are you smiling like that?" And he just is like sending it back, like to Lincoln. He's like, "What are you and Logan talking about? I'll show you yours if you show me mine." I said that wrong. "I'll show you mine if you show me yours." And then so Riley's like, "How do I know it's good?" And then Jace is like, Just show me what you got." And then she's like, excuse me? He's like, send me the picture, Riley. She's like, are you insane? I'm not sending you my nudes. He goes, are they actually nudes? Well, no. Then just send me the picture. So then she sends him the picture. And this man has never gotten up so fucking fast out of the dinner table in his life.
Ran for it.
Ran straight to his room.
He was immediately like jaw on the floor, like, holy shit balls. She's not even naked, by the way. No, she's got clothes on.
Oh yeah. She's just in a bodysuit.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the end of her bed.
But Jace, who gets countless naked ass, naked tit pics, everything under the sun every day. Nope, he's upstairs immediately.
He couldn't give a shit less if it was anybody else but her.
Yeah. He ends up sending it's an ab pic, right?
He goes, fuck, this is multiple texts, by the way. Fuck Riles, I don't even know what to say. Sexy as fuck. I'm sending this one-handed. Forget little Dicky, let me show you the ropes. Seriously, Red, I'm hard as fuck. She goes, you can't say that shit to me. He's like, if you have a boyfriend, then why are you sending me nudes? She's like, I've decided I finally hate you. Forget that I texted you. And then he's like, no, you don't. And no can do, Red. It's for my eyes only. And maybe I'll make it my screensaver so I get hard every time I look at it. And she's like, Jace, I'm serious. And he goes, so am I. Now I'm going to go jerk off to your picture. Good night, Riles. And he sends her a picture of himself laying in bed, hand over his dick. Or at least trying to, because he is well endowed. No hand can cover that cock, that's for sure. And then Jace is like, sharing is caring, Riles. You can thank me when you touch yourself tonight, little Red. And this is where it kind of starts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really starts.
Yeah.
Jace obviously was flirting with her the entire time, but...
Yeah.
So he comes over a bit.
They kind of just, it's like the same, only he ends up spending more and more time with Sophia and around the family, and therefore around Riley. He's doing better than he was. He's not sober.
We also forgot to say that Lincoln is providing him with pills because
he's worried he'll get them from somewhere else and end up in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Lincoln's way of help. Lincoln's the only one who knows how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Lincoln hasn't told Ellen Marcus because he knows how bad it would hurt them to know how horrible it's gotten for Jace.
Yeah.
And Jace feels like he can't turn to them because he knows Elle's already been through so much and he doesn't want to hurt her anymore.
She's in her happy bubble and he wants her to stay there.
Lincoln is supplying it to him and he just, like, it's just not, he doesn't know how to go to him for help in any other way. And Marcus and him have just always had the relationship where they just suffer in silence together.
Mm-hmm.
But
Marcus
they
isn't
would
suffering
all
anymore.
Drop anything to help him. It's just Jace that doesn't realize that.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we start spending more and more time around them. Time passes. And
the Deckers invite Jace to their family vacation.
Which Riley has yet to tell Dickie. Well, she decides that she's finally going to lose her virginity to Dickie. And they're meant to have a movie night and, like, spend the night at his place because his parents are out of town. But the exact same day that that's supposed to happen, during the day, Jace is taking Sophia out on, like, a date, like, wants to, like, take her out, go do some fun stuff. Well, Riley didn't feel comfortable with them going alone. But before she even had to invite herself, Jace invited her because I think he knew that she'd feel better about being there. But at the same time, we all know he just wanted to spend time with Riley too.
Yeah.
So she goes with them as well, and he takes them shopping. And then with the excuse that he's never been on vacation before, which is true.
He doesn't have swim shorts. Well,
he has swim shorts. He has pools and stuff. Yeah. But he wants vacation clothes. Yeah. Specific vacation clothes. He's never been on vacation. He's very excited. So they run around. And then he also buys, like, dresses and bikini or bathing suits and all this stuff for Sophia. And is, like, spoiling her rotten all day long. And then Riley was, like, looking at these bikinis. And she's like, and then he went up to her and he's like, I'll buy you them. And she's like, no, like, you're not buying me bikinis, Jace. Like,
he bought them for
like,
her.
She didn't know this at this point.
But he bought them
Yeah.
for her because
So
he
they're,
wanted to see her in them.
Yeah. So they're like doing all this stuff. And then when they go back to the car, he's like, okay, like I have one more like surprise for you guys. She's like, Jace, we can't fit any more bags in this car. And he's like, no, nothing like that. And they go and they paint pottery because he's been there with Cassie and Elle, and he thought Sophia would like it because she likes art.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So cute. Well, while they're doing it, Jace is a horrible artist.
Oh yeah.
And someone makes a joke at one point, and it turns into a paint fight war between Jace and Riley. And Jace ends up painting his initials on Riley's cheek, which she forgets about. Because then they go back to painting their pottery, and then they go, and then on the way home they end up getting some takeout because they're all hungry and they're like eating their food on the way home. Well, they pull up to the house and they're covered in paint. But not only that, she still has Jace's initials on her cheek. And they pull up, and sitting outside of her house
is Dickie. His first fucking words to his girlfriend after she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I lost track of time, is, I can't decide if you're stupid or just fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
And then she's like, just give me a second, like I'll go inside and change. I'm so sorry. And he goes, I've already been waiting an hour. Like, I'm not waiting any longer.
So yeah, so he gets pissed at her and he's like, nope, we're not doing this. And Jace goes in and tucks Sophia in, and he finds Riley and is like,
now he tucks Sophia in for a reason, because when they get there and Dickie is outside, he takes Sophia inside knowing this isn't going to go well.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the living room. Sophia's passed out in his arms. Like, she's not awake. Thank God she's not hearing any of this. But G-Dog and Ava are inside. So he's like standing in the living room with them, and he goes, I'm going to go tuck Sophia in before I go outside and beat the shit out of Dickie.
No, literally.
Because he's like, they could hear everything that was being said to her, and he was so angry. So they take, he takes her upstairs. Meanwhile, Dickie's losing his shit, especially when he realizes that she has Jace's initials painted on her face. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? You even have his initials on your face? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Riley eventually does end up coming inside, and Jace is like, sees her, and she's like, starts to cry. He ends up like consoling her.
Yeah.
And everything. And then she finds out that he bought the bikinis.
Yep.
And then Jace goes home. So the next night, Jace ends up going to a party in Black Hallows. So he ends up going with Link, Marcus, and Elle. And so they're all at this party, but they're not the only ones at this party. No, Riley's there. Again, with her friend and Dickie.
Yeah, she was meeting Dickie there.
Drunk.
Oh my god, she's hammered.
So drunk.
Oh, and she
comes
hugging
up to Jace. She's all over it. It's so funny. And then she ends up,
and then Dickie gets mad at her again
for being all
and
over
she
Jace.
Follows him.
And she ends up following him, and Jace is like, whatever. She follows him into the bathroom, and somehow she ends up losing her virginity in that bathroom. Does she come? No.
He's not like
Did
so
Dickie?
mean to her.
Yes.
He's so mean to her.
He's so
like,
mean to her.
She's like, I love you. He goes, prove it. Have sex with me in this bathroom at a party. Like, let's lose your virginity for the first time. Absolutely not. No.
But she's like, well,
but she
I was
did
gonna do it last night anyway. She's also drunk. Like, anyway, so she has sex with him in this bathroom, and then he walks away all happy, and she walks away to go find her friend.
Oh, also mid-sex, she tells him that their parents invited Jace.
Yeah, but is he mad about Jace coming on vacation? No, because in this moment he's having sex with her.
No, he literally said, "Well, then you better give me something to remind me that you want me and not him." When has she ever fucking said that she wanted Jace? When has she ever acted like she wanted Jace besides in her inner fucking dialogue? Never. He's just an insecure prick with a small cock.
And Riley never would have cheated on him.
No.
You can't even say the photo she sent Jace was cheating because she's fully clothed.
And it was not with that intent.
No, it was for, I need help sending this to my boyfriend, which, by the way, she never sent the photo to her boyfriend because she forgot. She was distracted by Jace. Yeah. So anyway, she has sex with him in this bathroom. She goes off to find her friend. Now, she finds her friend, and does she tell her friend about losing her virginity? No. In her head, does she think it's weird? Yes, but is she going to? No, because she's not excited about it.
This
doesn't
is
really
also
feel
the same
anything.
party that she learns that Jace never kisses anybody.
Yes.
She sees girls all over him trying to kiss him, and he turns his head.
Which is this exact moment. So she's standing with her friend, and she sees this girl go to kiss Jace. He turns his head away. Her friend ends up explaining that he doesn't kiss anybody, and he hasn't in a very long time.
Because his last kiss was Taylor.
Yes. Which at this point, Riley has Instagram stalked him, and she kind of puts two and two together that must be the black-haired girl from his Instagram that, like...
Well, yes, because he
disappeared.
hadn't posted anything since her.
Yeah. And she also finds out that she died, but she doesn't really know much about it. And then, so they're standing there talking about it, and then she says something about Jace being sex on a stick.
Her friend says he's sex on a stick, though, right? And then Rick literally
comes
in and goes,
sex on a stick? Thinking that they're talking about the fact that she just lost his virginity to Rick.
Yeah.
No, they're talking about Jace. So he loses his
Riley goes, nobody, and her friend goes, Jace Conrad, and he loses his shit.
Loses it. Fucking asshole. They end up in a screaming match, and I've never been so proud of Riley ever, because her final words...
Well, mid fucking screaming match, he goes, do you know how many girls I've turned down while being with you? And she goes, go be with them.
What girls? What imaginary line are you talking about here? I don't see anybody.
Me.
And then her last line statement is walking away. So she yells this in front of the entire party. I don't want to get it wrong. Like, I need you to read this word for word because it's iconic.
At least drunk, I can still find my clit.
Yells it. Whole party yells that. Oh, I was so proud of her in that moment. Anyway, so she ends up running out of the party. Her friend, like, offers to go with her, and she goes, no, like, I just want to go. She's like, you can stay. Like, I'm fine. So she leaves. Her and Dickie are technically broken up now. No one's really 100%
Yeah, because
sure.
she's like, go fuck the other girls in line, apparently. Like, go find them.
But she calls him up for not being able to find the clit in front of everybody. Well, Jace sees her leaving. He's like, we gotta go, everybody.
Oh, no. He doesn't tell them. He doesn't even tell them.
Have to follow him.
It literally goes, Elle tries to keep up with me. I move too fast, just desperate to make it outside and find Riley and make sure she's okay. He is barreling through this fucking party, and they're all like, what the fuck is going on?
So they finally get to the car. The boys jump in to, like, drive and everything. He's in the back seat, and Elle's like, we might not even find her, Jace. Like, you know, like, she's like, she might have got a ride by now. And he goes, no, trust me, she's here. And then they see her before the car can even stop. He's jumping out of it and running after her. And she, like, turns around. She's got, like, tears on her face. She's like, Jace? Like, and he's like, come on, get in the car. Like, we'll give you a ride home. And she goes, no, like, I can call my dad. It's fine. He goes, really? By the way, they're leaving for their trip tomorrow. Yeah. And he's like, really? You're going to call G-Dog in the middle of the night?
Nah, let him sleep.
Let him sleep. Like, the night before a vacation? Come on, Riley. So he gets her in the car. Well, she passes out in the car. So Elle's
like, where to, pretty boy? And he goes, home. We're going home. So he takes
and when
her
he answers that, he knows full well Elle knows where she lives. She's asking because she wants to know if Jace wants to bring her home or not.
Yeah.
So they take her home. He sends a text to G-Dog, and he just says, hey, Riley, like, had a rough night. She's just gonna sleep it off here if that's, like, just wanted to let you know. And G-Dog's like, okay.
He's like, no problem, kid. Yep.
He's, like, completely fine with it. Like, completely trusts Jace. Like, all is well. Well, they get back to the house. Riley's passed out in his lap. Everyone gets out of the car, and he sits there for a second. He goes, why am I always in these positions where, like, the girl I like is, like, completely passed out and, like, something bad has happened? And that's the only time I'm left alone with them.
Yeah.
Because the last time he's like, I can't help but think about the last time I was in this position.
Where he brought a girl home.
The last time he was sitting in a car with a girl passed out in his lap was when Taylor was drugged.
Mm-hmm. But also the last girl that ever slept in his bed was Taylor.
Was also Taylor. That night. The night she was drugged.
And he takes Riley to his room. They have guest rooms. She could have slept there. But no. No.
And does he sleep? No. He sits there and watches her sleep all night.
Because that's normal.
Then the next morning, oh, poor Riley. Poor Riley wakes up, doesn't know where she is, what's going on. Jace comes walking out of the bathroom, not wearing a shirt. She's like, what is happening? Then a little girl comes running in. She finds out about Cassie, but doesn't know who Cassie's mom is, just know there's some kid living here. And this explains why Jace is so good with kids. This is all going down.
But this is a really cute moment. Hold on, I have
So
to say
cute.
it. So Cassie's like, who's the girl in your bed? And Jason's like, that's Riley. I told you about her. And I thought your mom told you had to knock. And the little girl smiles back and says, yeah, but Daddy told me the world is mine and I can go wherever I want. Of fucking course Asher taught her that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Of course.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shocker.
I love that. I love that he talks to Cassie like she's a full-grown adult.
Oh, yeah.
Like, full-grown adult. Anyway, so he's talking to Cassie. Well,
So they're in the room and he's just explaining like who Cassie is and blah, blah, blah.
but doesn't explain who her mom is.
No.
Or her dad.
No.
Mm-mm.
And then our little sunshine boy is leaning against the door frame and goes, well, isn't this an interesting development?
I love Logan.
And then Jason's like, what are you doing here? He's like, you're kidding me, right? It's a full family affair downstairs. You thought you were going off to war, not just on vacation. And he goes, Riley, right? Nice to finally meet you. Because everybody knows who fucking Riley is because Jace won't stop talking about her.
But not only that, I'm sure Elle gives them the whole rundown on everything.
Oh, I'm sure too. She had a whole dossier on the
I mean,
Deckers.
this man's going on vacation for 2 weeks, and she's literally acting like he's gone to war and has invited the entire family over for breakfast before he leaves. I mean, to be fair, since everything happened, they haven't been separated for this long.
No, literally never.
And he's like a fragile little egg right now.
Mm-hmm. And she wants him to know that, like,
yeah,
he has family that cares about him.
So anyway, Jace tells Riley, there's clothes for you in the bathroom. You can take a shower if you want. Like, I'll let you have your space. I'll just meet you downstairs. So Riley goes to find Jace after her shower. And she's walking through this house. There's so many people in there. And then she finally runs into Lincoln, who she kind of recognizes from the night before. And he tells her that Jace is in the kitchen. Well, she goes to go in the kitchen, but she can hear Jace in the kitchen having a conversation with Cassie.
Yelling at her and goes, she's not my girlfriend. And then Cassie's like, why not? She's really pretty, like a princess. Jace is like, I know that. I'm not blind, but she's just a friend and she has a boyfriend. And then Cassie goes, I think you'd be a better boyfriend. That fucking girl knows everything.
Cassie and Jace's relationship is so good. Like, I love their freaking relationship so much. And then in that moment, Riley is also thinking in her head, wow, he talks to her like she's a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? Well, then she walks in. And shortly after that, Elle.
No, it's while she's watching them.
Yeah, Elle shows up while she's watching them. And what did she say? She
said, be careful with him. His heart is pure, whether you see it or not. Now he trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You're on the inside with him now, so be careful.
Yeah.
And then Cassie runs to Elle going, Mommy! And then that's when Riley's like,
Mommy?
This little girl is Elle's mom?
I love when everyone finds that out. It's always so funny.
Yeah.
But not long after that, Marcus comes into the room and she goes, oh, they're such a cute family. Like, oh, so cute. Then Asher comes in and Cassie goes, Daddy!
And now she's really fucking confused.
Riley's like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, you didn't explain this to her, Jace? He's like, when would I have had time to do that?
Yeah. And then goes, quick fire, Riles. You know Elle, Marcus, and Link. You met Logan earlier. And of course, Cassie. That's her dad, Asher Donovan. Elle's brother, Zach Royton. His parents, Helen and Arthur Royton. And Logan's twin, Lily. That's all the explanation.
Riley.
That's all the explanation
she
gets. She doesn't get the fact that Asher is also Zach's brother. But
she doesn't get how Cassie is Asher's son. Did these two date before her? Marcus date? Like, she's probably
and Lincoln and Logan are like staring at Asher like they love him, and she's like, "What the fuck's going on there?"
Goddamn confused.
Yeah.
Also, Jace is holding this like resentment against Asher, and he knows he shouldn't. And he knows that Asher took a bullet for Elle, that he's a great dad to Cassie. But he can't get past the fact that his last name is Donovan. And that he shares the last name with Greg and Elliot. And so he's very rude towards
Short,
Asher.
quiet.
But the problem is that most of the time, Asher just lets it happen because he knows and understands why. Because Asher hates himself for the same reasons Jace hates him. So they end up getting into a fight at breakfast, which Riley ends up comforting Jace, and then someone changes the topic. I don't remember who, but I think it was Logan. Logan made a comment about someone sexually.
Lincoln says that's enough already.
It was Lincoln.
And then Jace goes, will you two fuck already and pull us out of our misery? And then Cassie yells, swear jar. And then Helen goes, so you guys go to this cabin every year, Riley? And she changes the topic.
Yeah. Thanks, Helen. We love you.
Fuck, thank God.
Anyway, they finish their breakfast and then they leave, and Elle and Cassie are like both holding on to Jace for absolutely dear life. Cassie's got his leg. Elle's got her arms wrapped around his waist.
Literally, like, you're sending this man off to war. He's like, dude, I'm gonna go sit at a fucking beach, bro. Like, I'm fine.
But in his head, he's also worried about leaving them for 2 weeks. He's like, I haven't been away from them this long.
Well, he's probably like, what the fuck might happen, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he's also, as much as he doesn't want to be not sober around Sophia, this is the longest he would have had to have gone without it. So he did pack pills and whiskey in his bag.
And weed. He brought joints.
Yes. But I don't think he could go anywhere without weed. Ever. So they finally make the drive back to Riley's house, where they all load in the car for
and Sophia's pissed that they had a sleepover without her.
And says that they need to have another one. Well, they're on vacation. And Jace's like, how the hell am I supposed to get through that? She's like...
Spoiler alert, they never have a sleepover, all three of them.
Not all three of them.
But then, so Gary's just like checking in and he's like, oh, like what happened last night? And Jace is like, I think Riley and Dickie broke up last night. And then his G-Dog's like, you could try and look a little less happy about that. And then Jace goes, I will if you will.
Yeah, because they obviously also hate Dickie. Yeah.
So they go to
they make the drive
and they go to the cabin. Everything's hunky-dory, and Jace is kind of enthralled by it because, like, he never had anything like this. So the first night there at the cabin, Jace is sitting outside just kind of, like, reevaluating his whole life. And Riley walks out and just, like, comes and talks to him, and this is when he first tells her about Taylor. And, he told her everything, and then he
well, not literally everything. He left out the part about the fact he committed murder, but he just mentions how Taylor died exactly. So he does tell her in this moment that he watched her be murdered.
Yeah. And then Riley asked if Jace loved her. He said no, he didn't love her. Not like that anyways. He says he could have if they had more time. She would have been easy to love, but she wouldn't have loved him. And then he just says, I'm not the type of guy girls fall in love with. So this is when Riley first gets a real good glimpse of what the fuck is going on in Jace's head. So, right, after Jace finally tells her everything that happened with Taylor and she gets a good insight of, like, what the fuck's going on in his brain, Jace does what he always does and puts a smile on his face and then starts flirting with her. And Jace goes, you're the one always thinking about me naked. If you want to see my dick again, all you have to do is ask. Riley deadpan goes, I want to see your dick again.
He gets so excited.
And then she goes, oh my god, you should see your face. And then, so it's just like, they're just getting to know each other more and everything's like all hunky-dory, blah, 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 blah. They go on a hike And it ends up at
the next day, not in the middle of the night by themselves.
Oopsie. They then go on a hike the next day, and they end up at a waterfall, and isn't she wearing the...
Not this time.
Okay.
She decides to wear one piece, because God forbid she wears the bikini Jace bought her. No, can't give him that kind of power. He still watches her ass the entire way up, though.
Yeah.
But she, in turn, every time she ends up behind him, she watches his naked back.
Yep. And he's playing in the water with Sophia and Gary, and then Riley goes and joins him in the water, and then Gary, being the best wingman ever, takes Sophia to go and have lunch right away.
Well, no, he's like, Sophia, it's sunscreen time!
Oh, yeah. Right. So Riley and Jace are just left in the water. And that is when his friend, Billy, comes and says, hey, like, I'm staying here. I don't know. Does he live there?
I think he's also on vacation. I'm not sure.
Whatever. He said, I'm having a party. You guys should come. And so they do. Later that
But
night.
also, Jace is acting like Riley's his girlfriend. Like, he has his arm around her. Like, And the only reason they walk away is because G-Dog and Sophia come up and they're like, hey, we're going to head back for lunch now if you guys... Like, are you guys coming with us or are you staying with your friends? Jace's like, oh, we're coming with you. And then they take off.
Yeah. So later that night, they go to that party.
Which, G-Dog, like, Loki is like, stop looking at my daughter like that, Jace. He's like, I would if I could. And he goes, well, then look all you want. Because he's like, okay, those are your intentions.
Here we go.
If you like her that much, then you go ahead.
So this is where Gia and Wright's iconic Truth or Dare
started.
Yep.
Now, prior, just for context, so you don't think that these people are complete assholes, when they get there, he says, oh, like, so how did you two get together or whatever? Billy asks Jason Riley, and Riley's like, oh, we're not dating.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not connected at this point. So Truth or Dare starts for the very first time.
And Billy goes Truth or Dare.
To Jace.
Nope. Billy goes Truth or Dare, red. So to Riley. And she goes Truth.
Mm.
And Billy goes, would you fuck Jace? And Jace goes, she's far too good for me, Billy boy. And then Riley immediately says, yeah, I'd fuck Jace.
Then it's Jace's turn, and he gets asked Truth or Dare. And Jace is like, no way, my truths are too fucked up. Like, you're gonna have to go with Dare here. So he says Dare. Well, he gets dared
to make out with this other girl.
Well, A, he's not gonna do that in front of Riley, and B, he doesn't kiss anybody.
Yeah.
So
he goes, what's the forfeit? Forfeit just means he's not doing it. And Billy goes, okay, if you don't complete the dare, then you have to take a girl of your choice into the closet for 7 minutes in heaven.
Jason's like, what is this, middle school?
No, he says, what is this, junior high?
Yeah.
And then, shocker, he takes Riley into the closet.
Now, this isn't your normal game of 7 minutes in heaven. Would you say it is over there? No.
No, they're sitting there fucking talking.
And then what happens?
And then Jace makes a joke, I could get any girl off without even touching them. And Riley goes, prove it.
Thinking he's gonna go and prove it by going out there and then finding some girl and just flirting.
Nuh-uh, he proves it with her.
Mm-hmm. And then they both masturbate in front of each other in the closet. And then he's like about to kiss her. And then Billy knocks on the door and he goes, 7 minutes are up.
Nope. Time's up, lovebirds.
Yeah.
And then Jace goes, just a minute. But then he never kisses her.
Anyway, so they end up leaving the party after this. And Jace can't figure out what's wrong. Because Riley seems kind of upset. And they get back to the house. And she's like walking away from him or whatever. And what was it that she was upset about? I don't quite remember.
So on the way home, Jace is like, I fucking hate parties. And he's like, she's like, why? And he's like, because drowning alone isn't fun.
Yeah.
So he goes to parties to...
Yeah, she's like, why do you go to them then? He's like, yeah.
So then, she asks, like, will you ever let anyone in? He's like, you don't want me to let in. Why? What could be so bad about letting someone get to know you, the real you, the one you keep hidden from everyone else? Is it because of Taylor? And then Jace says yes.
Well, she
And then
assumes
she's-
that he's still
Yeah.
in love with her.
And she goes, well, all right then. And this is when he says that he killed Greg Donovan.
They're not in the car at this point, by the way. He didn't say that in front of like a cab driver.
Oh,
or
yeah,
anything.
no.
They're standing outside the house now.
Yeah. And so he just is basically saying, I won't drag you down, blah, blah, blah. Everyone around me gets hurt and I won't add you to that list. So then they go to bed. And the next day, Jace stays in bed for as long as he can to try and avoid everybody.
More so try to avoid being alone with Riley, and then he decides it should be safe now and gets up. Well, he comes out and Riley's sitting there by herself.
Because everybody ditches her the day before her birthday.
Now, they always go on this trip
Around her birthday. Yeah.
So it's tradition for them to like go out and they get everything for her birthday the day before, and then she like kind of spends the day before by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So Jace is now stuck with Riley
By himself.
all day. But he decides to make the most of it, and he ends up asking her like what she wants to do, and they decide to go get lunch and then go for a hike and go for a swim.
Mm-hmm. So they go to the waterfall, and he tells her about how much Rachel, his sister, loved waterfalls, and he like starts opening up to more. And then Riley goes, I'm gonna go for a swim, are you coming? And he looks up and she's wearing
The
the
bikini.
bikini that he bought her.
And he's like, in his head, he's like, in my pants?
No, he goes, in my fucking pants at the side of you? Maybe. Jace, like, all day has been, like, staring at her and, like, is, like, finally admitting his feelings about her. And he goes, Riley? She's like, what, Jace? What do you want from me? And he's like, I want everything from you. And he kisses her. The first person he's ever kissed from besides Taylor.
Well, he has people before Taylor.
Since
it's the
Taylor.
first person since, yeah.
And she goes, you kissed me. I thought you didn't kiss anyone. He's like, you aren't anyone. I know. And she's like, you were not part of my plans. And he goes, so wreck the plans. Wreck them for me. So this, yeah.
This is the beginning of Jace and Riley.
Like the solid,
The real solid beginning.
Yeah. So then for the rest of the trip, they're fucking around, literally fucking. He actually makes her come during sex because Jace knows where the clit is.
They start fucking that night. To be fair, so she went out like in the middle of the night because she couldn't stop thinking about their kiss and everything, and she was like dancing out on the deck, and then she got startled because he was there watching her the entire time, and then they end up cuddling and all this stuff on the deck. And then they don't have like actual sex that night. They fool around for the first time. They wake up the next morning. It's her birthday, but they don't wake up by themselves. They were woken up by G-Dog, who's standing there. And she's like, it's not what it looks like. He goes, it looks like you guys were sleeping outside. And she's like, it's exactly what it looks like. He goes, okay, well, birthday breakfast is ready inside whenever you guys are.
It's so funny. He's like, morning Reg, goes morning Playboy, and then I hear morning campers from Gary.
I love G-Dog, man. I love him so much. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, so they go and they have their birthday breakfast. They spend the day doing birthday things for her. They all go out for dinner that night, and Jace ends up paying for the bill. Which was so cute of him. And then
he had another
a surprise for her. Well, we should talk about what happened after breakfast. So it was a very happy morning. You know, during breakfast all was good. She just woke up in his arms. They cuddled all night. Great, great, great. Well, Jace is an idiot. So he had this birthday surprise planned for Riley, right? Well, he gets a phone call during breakfast. It says, I gotta take this real quick. Knowing it's about the birthday surprise for Riley. She doesn't know what's going on. She didn't see who was calling him. If she would have known that it was nothing. But she didn't. Well, he walks away, not very far out of earshot, and says, first words out of his mouth, hey, beautiful.
No, hey, pretty girl. I was just beginning to think you were never going to call me. So she's like, holy fuck. It's Elle on the phone.
Well, yeah, it's Elle on the phone because she's who he was setting up Riley's birthday present through. However, she hears him talking to a girl, and he's complimenting her and calling her these things. Of course, she's gonna think he's talking to another girl. Well, she doesn't bring it up all day because she has no claim to him, right?
Yeah.
And it's her birthday. She's going to enjoy her birthday. Well, at dinner, she's acting all weird, and he starts to stress out that this plan isn't going to go well because he has her birthday surprise coming up, and she seems to be mad at him, and he can't figure out for the life of him why. Once again, Jace, brain. He really needs elder at all times, or I don't think he functions properly.
No, I know.
Fucking Molly does.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely has. Definitely has brain damage from the drugs.
He's perma-fried.
Anyway, so they go to dinner. He pays for dinner. They go outside, and G-Dog is like, "Okay, Riley, you're gonna ride home with Jace. We're going." Because G-Dog knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
He completely knows. Well, Riley has this bucket list, and on her bucket list is to get a tattoo.
And her dad won't let her get a tattoo till
she was 18. Well, it was her 18th birthday. So they get in the cab. Riley doesn't know what's going on. She's acting so pissed off at him. And he's like, and then they finally get there and they get out of the car. And he waited until they got there and were out of the vehicle to ask her, so she couldn't go anywhere. And he's like,
"You're mad at me, and I don't know why." She's like, "I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself. I thought things were different. That I was different. It's not your fault. It's mine. This thing between us, I thought you liked me, that this was something, but I get it now. I heard you on the phone this morning to whatever girl is on the roster this week." He's like, "I was on the phone with Elle this morning." And she's like, "But you called her beautiful, and we're talking about her body. I heard you flirting with her." He goes, "Riles, Elle King is beautiful. She's smart, strong, funny, an amazing mother, and one of my best friends, my family. We've been through hell and back together, literally, and not once has I ever thought about her as more than a friend from the second I discovered who she was. What you heard this morning is just how we are. We make jokes. Me making jokes at her expense and her being over my bullshit. It's what we do. I never thought of the possibility of more with anybody." And then before she can answer, the guy walks out of the tattoo shop and goes, "You Jace?" He's like, "Yep, that's me." And they are there to get tattoos.
Which Jace picked out for her.
Mm-hmm.
He's already picked it out. She calls, not only does she call Sophia Fia, but she also calls Sophia Butterfly. Well, he picked out a tattoo for her. She doesn't get to see it before. He just asks if she trusts him, and she says yes, and then she picks a placement without seeing it. And then she asks him what he's getting, and he's getting Sophia's name right underneath Rachel's.
So freaking cute.
So cute. Well, she gets her tattoo, and then after it's all said and done, he holds her hand the whole time. It's so cute. And when it's done, she finally sees it, and it's a red butterfly. And when she asks him why it's red, he tells her, well, obviously, like, what does he say? He basically is just like, no shit.
Yeah, she's like, "Why is it red?" And he's like, "I think you know the answer to that one, Red. Let's go home."
Yeah. And then they go home and they show G-Dog their tattoos.
And then Jace leaves the room. And then Riley goes, "You know it's okay, right?" And she's like, "What's okay?" "To like him. I know he has his demons, Riley, but underneath he's a good boy." And then she just says, "I'm going to bed." So she goes to bed. And she thinks Jace has also gone to bed. But Jace has not gone to bed. Because Jace goes to her room. And then they have sex. And then the rest of the vacation is literally them sneaking off to have sex the entire time.
Yeah. The entire time. Which in turn, Jace starts using her as his drug. And he actually really only smokes and like drinks maybe a little bit. But he smokes like all the time. But yeah, that's just Jace.
So when they get back.
Well, for one, Jace is already freaking out because when they go home, he's not going to be with her every day. What's going to happen? Is he going to go back to what he was like?
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to be able to stay sober? He has no idea. But when they get back, once again, Dickie's waiting outside the goddamn house. And this time he has flowers. Yeah, the little shit kept calling her the whole time. She wouldn't pick up.
I literally forgot about him the whole time they were away.
Me too.
And as soon as we got back, I was like, oh, fuck, he's still here.
Right.
It was like Cherry.
Yeah, fucking Cherry and Dickie should have been together.
Yeah.
But she's dead, so maybe he can join her in the afterlife.
Sophia is the first one to talk to Dickie. And she goes, Dickie, what are you doing here? And he's like, here to see my girl. Obviously talking about Riley.
By the way, Sophia's 7. She's just picked up on this
I
nickname
know.
from her brother.
And then Riley's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I wanted to surprise you when you got home. I missed you, babe.
You're not
And then her mom
together.
is like, okay, well, come inside, Rick. Riley just needs to take her stuff upstairs. You two can catch up. We just picked up some takeout.
Well, Jace has super insecurities, so he ends up taking Riley's things. He's like, I'll take them up, assuming she actually wants to talk to Dickie.
And Jace kisses her, and he's like, I just needed one last taste. And he's like, that's not what's happening here. And he goes, don't make promises you can't keep.
This is in her room, by the way, not in front of Dickie.
Yeah.
And then they go down to dinner. It's the most awkward dinner I've ever. And then at the end of dinner, everyone makes an excuse to leave until it's just Jace, Riley, and Dickie sitting there. And then Riley asks Jace for a minute because she needs to talk to Dickie. Well, in his head, he thinks that means she's about to choose him. But really, it's because she's about to choose Jace, not Dickie.
Mm-hmm.
So she wants to talk to the one she's getting rid of first.
Yeah.
But
So
Jace...
then her and Dickie fight. And he's like, we were good together. She goes, I don't want good. I want epic. I want basically describing everything that she has with Jace.
And Jace left during this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Dickie's like, boys like him don't fall for girls like you. And she literally is like, goodbye. And then that's the last you ever fucking see of Dickie. Sort of.
Kind of. Last you ever see of him because of Riley. Then it jumps to Jace, who's at home. And thinks that Riley has chosen Dickie and that no one will ever love him and he never deserved to be loved and that he's horrible and blah blah blah. All things that are not true. And he gets so high and so drunk that he ends up passing out and Lily finds him.
And he puked all over himself.
Because she made him.
Right.
Because he was overdosing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was not breathing when she came in there, and she made him puke.
He thought she was Taylor.
Yeah. And then, so she makes him puke it all up. Gets him in the shower, everything. Her clothes are wet, so she ends up having to change into some of Jace's extra clothes. She talks to him for a minute, and then she's going to leave. Jace grabs her hand to ask her something.
And Riley opens the door and sees that. And she
has
doesn't
Elle
know
behind
who
her.
Lily is because Lily wasn't there for breakfast.
Yes.
She only knows that Logan has this twin sister named Lily.
So she starts thinking that he's hooked up with this girl. She's losing her shit. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, she's
blah.
like, I was so stupid.
But then before she can, I think she catches on based on like how Elle's reacting behind her.
Mm-hmm.
But so she kind of gets over the Lily thing. She realizes, okay, maybe there's more going on here than I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then she fixates on how high and how drunk he is right now. And she's like, you couldn't even give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Before you did this. Like, why couldn't you have believed in me, believed in yourself? Like, I don't understand why you had to do this to yourself. And she's screaming at him and she's like, I can't do this. Like, she's like, please just like fight for yourself. I can't be the only thing holding you up. Like, I need you to fight for yourself too.
Yeah.
And he's just like, won't. And she goes, I'm sorry, I can't.
Jace says, I can't do this. I can't love you. I can't love anyone. So please, I need you to stop. Turn around and walk away because I can't. I really fucking need you to.
And then Elle's like, pretty boy, what happened? Because she sees the vomit all over the floor. She knows, like, obviously him and Lily weren't doing anything. And
so she lets him pass out. And Jace wakes up with Elle storming the fuck in there with a
days
garbage
later,
bag.
by the way.
Yeah.
He spent days in this room drinking and getting high and just, like, his room's completely destroyed. And
yeah.
Elle's had enough.
Yeah. She walks in there with a garbage bag, Lincoln and Marcus, and rips it apart, throws away all the pills, all the whiskey, all of everything. This is when Elle finally realized really how bad it is. And she says, tonight is the launch for the Kennedy Foundation. You will be there sober. Or do you want to disappoint Taylor more than you already have?
You know, Elle is so upset with him to the point where she would say something like that to him.
She pulled the Taylor card.
And he's like, I wish you would have stabbed me because it would hurt less.
Mm-hmm.
But he deserved it in that moment. Like, I hate to say it, he needed to hear that. Yeah, he really deserved he really deserved what just came out of her mouth, as much as it was painful.
And I feel like she's one of the only people who could say that to him to
Yeah.
make him realize.
Totally.
Yeah.
Jace looks to Lincoln and is like, how did you handle the darkness? And this is the first time you really, really kind of understand Lincoln. And he goes, I didn't handle the darkness, Jace. I became it. Don't be like me. Hold on to your light and let it pull you back before it's too late, because he knows it's too late for him. And that we will learn more about in the next book. It's really important because this is the progress of like Lincoln kind of letting people in, because nobody fucking knows what happened to him. He does not talk about it. He does not talk about it with anybody. Marcus, Elle, and Jace only know like the sort of idea of what happened.
Anyway, so Jace sobers up as much as he possibly can, and they go to the Kennedy event. Everyone's there, by the way. We're talking like Asher, Cassie, Logan, Heather,
Helen.
I missed Helen and Arthur. Helen, Arthur,
Cassie.
Cassie.
The Deckers.
They get there, and he finds out not only that, but the Deckers and Riley are there. He didn't notice that Sophia was there too.
Yeah.
Well,
because this is all really rich and influential families, Dickie's family is there as well.
somehow.
Unfortunately.
Well, Dickie goes up to Jace, and he starts making comments. And what was the comment that was the catalyst for it all? He said something about Riley.
So first it starts with, you really can't stand the fact, this is what Dickie said to Jace. You really can't stand the fact that I got that virgin cunt first, can you? Fuck, it was so sweet, Conrad. I really liked her blood on my cock. And
Disgusting pig.
And Jace starts to walk away because he's like, I need to ignore him. I like can't.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you like blood on your cock too, don't you, Rebel? Didn't you fuck the dead chick this party's for? Seems she hated your dick so much she got herself killed to escape you.
Who the fuck
Says something
that
like that
at a charity event for that person who's passed? Not to mention that it's a charity event for sexual assault victims. You know how this girl died. How fucking dare you, you fucking cuntbag. I'm not joking. No word of a fucking lie. I wanted to jump into that book more than I wanted to jump into anything in my entire life and rip his heart out and gift it to Jace. Here you go. Silver platter. Here, take it. I got some notes from Asher Donovan. Like, fuck this bitch. I was so pissed. I'm mad now, in case you can't hear it. Like, imagine what I'm like if someone actually says that to one of my real friends. Yeah, anyway. It's fine. It's not okay.
Well, Jace had the same reaction she just had and beat the fuck out of Dickie.
I was rooting for Jace, like, you go. Unfortunately, not everybody else was.
No.
Because Asher's holding Cassie, so Cassie can't see what's happening.
And
Helen and Arthur have Cassie, who's crying. Or, no, they're distracting Cassie. It's Sophia, who he finally notices there, who Chiyotic is holding on to, and she's crying. She just watched her brother pummel the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
Riley's standing there like she doesn't know what to do. And then security comes up, and I was like, no, like, I'll take care of it. Ellen, Asher end up coming up, walking up to him. And she's like, pretty boy, like, come on. Like, one night. I asked you for one night. And then she's like, I'm sorry, but you gotta go. And then before he leaves, Asher's like, if you ever do something like that in front of my daughter again, I will make your wishes of no longer being on this planet a reality.
How do you remember this so well? That was almost word for word.
I remember this scene well. Because of what's coming next. I'm taking over, people. Okay. Well, so then Jace leaves. Asher, why'd you say that, buddy? I mean, I love you, but really, was that necessary? You didn't hear what Dickie said. Okay? Fuck you. Fuck you, Asher. Anyway, so.
I wish you guys could see what she looks like right now. It's just hilarious. She's losing it.
I'm so angry. And then, so Jace leaves. And it's dinner. He didn't even get to dinner. He didn't get to dinner before Dickie just had to ruin everything with his big fucking mouth and his tiny little baby penis. For someone whose name is Dick, he doesn't have a very big one, does he? Well, can't find the clit either. Well, I'm glad he's lying on the floor, bloody and bleeding to death. Anyway, he didn't die, unfortunately. Anyway, so they all go to dinner. Jace is no longer there. And Riley is at dinner. And she's wondering, like, where Jace is and if he's okay and what really went down.
She calls him over and over again, and he finally
Because she's
up.
worried because of how he left.
Yeah.
I know what happened. I need a minute. She starts calling him, and he's not answering. Finally, she gets through to him, and she's like, now she's left the dining hall because she like wanted to talk to him. And she's talking to him, and she's like, Jace, where are you? Like, what's going on? He says, do you believe in heaven? And she's like confused, and then
She just keeps asking him where he is.
yeah, she's like asking where you are over and over again. And then he starts telling her, like, he's almost like he's saying goodbye.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, I was almost so selfish with you, Red. I almost let you save me, but I know how wrong that was of me. Just know I really did fall for you.
And so she's still trying to get him to keep talking. She's trying to keep talking. At this point, she's like at the doorway to the reception hall, and she is just waving her arm frantically back and forth, trying to get someone's attention. Well, her mom and G-Dog and Elf see her, and they come out. They find out what's going on. And so Elle is like calling over Lincoln and Marcus, and so they come over too. And Jay starts saying that he is where the stars shine the brightest. And they figure out that means that he's at the train tracks. So they don't make me laugh. This isn't a funny event. Well then, so I would need to compose myself. So L, Lincoln, Marcus, L, Lincoln, Marcus, and Riley get into their car and they drive to the train tracks. Well, they get there and they get out and they all start running around. They're looking for Jason. They're looking for him. And they find him, and he slit his wrists. And Riley's standing there, screaming. And I was like, you can't do this to me, pretty boy. Like, you can't do this. Please, just breathe. And she's trying to do CPR. And then Riley finally gets down on the ground. She's trying to, like, hold pressure to his cuts. And Al's screaming, like, for someone to call 911. And then all of a sudden, G-Dog appears, and he grabs Riley as the paramedics show up, and he just holds her. But she cries. And then the paramedics get Jace, and they load him up. They load him up into and they load Jace up into the ambulance, and Elle gets it, and they go to the hospital. And then it switches to Jace's point of view. And in his head, he's at the gates of heaven. And there's two girls standing there. And one's his sister Rachel and one's Taylor. Jan, Wright, why did you do this to me? Anyway, and one's Taylor. And they're like, what are you doing here? Like, it's not your time yet. And he's like, I just want, like, I want to be with you guys. And they're like, no, like, it's not time for you to be here yet. And then he wakes up. And he's in his hospital room, and Ella's, like, pacing, like, standing at the window, and Riley's passed out in a chair in the corner. And he sees that his, like, wrists have gauze on them. And he's got, like, tubes hooked up to him and everything, and he looks like death. And he feels like death. His head is pounding and he's sweating because he's going through detox. And Elle turns around. She's like, how could you do this to us, pretty boy? Like, oh my god, like, why didn't you ask for help? Like, she's like, you need to. Anyway, she has this whole conversation with him that if I get into, I'll just end up sobbing. So she has a conversation with him. And then she ends up leaving the room so he can talk to Riley because Riley has now awakened. And she's sitting there. And she walks over to Jace. And they start talking. And she tells him that she loves him. But that she can't be his life raft anymore because she can't be a life raft for someone who can't swim on their own. And she leaves. She leaves, and then her mom comes in the room. And, she says to Jace that, it asks, like, it's like, you promised me that you would come to me, that you would talk to me. And he's like, I know, I'm sorry. and then, he's like, I really need that help now, Ava. And she's like, I know. And so she gives him a pamphlet to this, like, rehab place that they've already set him up for. And she goes, I'll go tell Elle that you've decided to do it. I'll go get the nurses ready. So now he has to say his goodbyes because he can't talk to anybody for 60 days. Or he can, but he'll be away for 60 days. And he tells Ava before she leaves, I don't want Sophia and Riley to know where I'm going. And, just, like, tell him I have to go away for a bit. He's like, tell Sophia whatever you need to tell her. Just don't tell her exactly where I'm going. And he goes, just please don't tell Riley anything. And she's like, oh, Jace, come on. He's like, no, I don't think she wants to know. So just don't tell her. And then she's like, oh, honey, that's not true. And he goes, no, Ava, it is. So she leaves. And, then he starts having to say his goodbyes. And, so first, G-Dog and Sophia come in. And she has to see her brother like that. And the only way to get her to leave the room was by, him promising.
Sorry, I just need to cut in for a second. You're making it sound like he does.
He's still alive. But it
just to clarify with everyone, he's there, is he not? With us, she's just very emotional.
Okay, it's very funny. Very funny.
This is hilarious. You guys, you need to see what we're seeing right now. It's literally like she's telling a real story.
If they let me, I'm gonna post clips on TikTok.
So then,
oh shit, fuck, you're posting that shit. It's hilarious.
So then,
I had to turn my fucking mic off because I'd be laughing into it the entire time.
Respect the conversation about Jace. He's going for a very long time, and you two are over there cutting me off. I need to finish it before I start crying again.
Go ahead.
I can finally see again. My eyes are so blurry I couldn't see either of you. You're just blurry blobs of laughter.
You can finish now.
Okay. Do I have raccoon eyes?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I need to get up and walk around again as I talk. So, anyway. So then, oh, yes. So, Sophia only agrees to leave the room after seeing her brother. After he agrees to send her letters every day. She just knows that he has to go away for a little while. And then Arthur, Helen, Logan, and Lily come in. And at first it's a little awkward, Helen brought him a gift basket, which was nicely and filled with, like, lots of goodies that he's not sure he can take with him. And then Arthur's kind of just, like, he's a doctor, so he's kind of, like, just checking him out to make sure everything's all good. And it's awkward, and then Lily's kind of, like, they're friends, but, like, she's more of, like, like a silent friend where she doesn't really talk to Jace in front of other humans. So anyway, so she's not really talking. Finally, Logan makes a sexual joke to lighten the mood. Anyway, so they share their time. They say their goodbyes. And then Cassie comes in. Cassie's crying. She can't understand why Jace has got band-aids on and why he has to go away. But she's crying. She's very sad. And then Elle, Marcus, and Lincoln come in. And then Elle leaves with Cassie. And then it's just Marcus, Lincoln, and Jace. They're like, why didn't you just talk to us? And he's like, I didn't know how to. You know. And then they say their goodbyes to each other too, because it's going to be 60 days before they see each other again. Which is a long time. Remember, she was acting like he was going to war when he was going away for 2 weeks. What are they going to do for 2 months? 2 months! 2 months! He just found his sister. He just fell in love. And now he's going away for 2 months, away from everybody, away from everyone who loves him. Anyway, so Riley, you know, it's now 2 months. It's out. Actually, it's now exactly 65 days and 18 hours later. And she's at school because it's back to school time. It was summer for the rest of the story, in case we didn't touch on that. So Jace is graduated now. Anyway, and Riley's now in her senior year of high
graduated
school.
before he met Riley, bro.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He was graduated that whole summer. I was just clarifying. Happy holidays. Anyway, so now
I was just over there and wanted to think, hello. Holy
Okay,
fuck,
crazy.
I'm dying.
Anyway, so then she's back to school now. And, you know, it's her senior year and she's supposed to be having fun. But she can't. Because she doesn't know where Jace is. She assumes that Jace has just abandoned her. Because her family won't even talk about him in front of her anymore. Sophia doesn't even bring him up in front of her anymore. She's tried even asking Elle. But no one will tell her anything. Because Jace didn't want her to know. Dumb boys, I swear to God. Anyway. So, she doesn't know what's going on. She's depressed. And then the end of school bell rings. She has her notebook. She hasn't taken a single note all day. Because how could she possibly focus on math when she doesn't know what's going on with Jace? Well, she sits in the school because she's waiting, you know, for everyone to clear out of the parking lot. Doesn't want to have to see anybody. And then on her way out, she like, you know, people say bye to her and everything. She just ignores them because she doesn't have the time for them right now. Well, she gets outside. The parking lot has emptied. And there's
a bright red Dodge.
Thank you.
But it's Jace's bright red Dodge.
Hey, I was getting there. It's Jace's bright red Dodge. And Jace is there. And she's just standing there frozen. So he starts to walk towards her. And then she finally starts to move. And then she's like, where have you been? And she assumes that he, you know, has been doing all these different things.
No, he pulled a Dickie. She goes,
I'm
what are you doing
yes.
here? And he said, I came to see my girl.
And she's like, your girl? Like, I don't even know where you've been for, like, God knows how long. And then he pulls out and puts in her hand a 2-month sober chip.
And then he
he's
explains
like, I've been in
that
rehab
his
for the
mom
last
got
65 days. And...
8 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh, damn it. I thought it was 18.
Yeah,
it's really close. Anyway. So they obviously talk and then they move back towards the Dodge so that no one can see them. You know, and they have a moment. Anyway, so they're back together, all is well and happy, and they love each other. And then the epilogue. Oh, the epilogue. G and Wright. Why? Why do your epilogues always have to start with a goddamn cemetery? Would care to explain? Would you? Anyway, so they're at the cemetery. You know, and he was visiting Rachel. And he's just saying, like, you know, like, I'm getting sober.
He puts his chip on her grave.
Yeah, and then he's telling her about Sophia and how she would have loved her and all these different things. And then on the way out of the cemetery, he stops at one more grave. And it's Taylor's grave. And he's standing there. And he basically just tells her, he's like, I'm so sorry, Taylor. He's like, I met a girl. I think you would have loved her. He's like, she's my sister's sister, and she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. She's the smartest person I know, and all these things. And he's like, I wish you could have felt that. I wish I could have given you that. He's like, but I'm sorry, I have to let you go now.
You'll always be the girl I didn't get to
save. I was getting there. You'll always be the girl I didn't get to save. And then he walks away. And he goes back to his car. And sitting on the hood of his Dodge is Riley. And all of a sudden you're happy again, you know, because he's all like, oh, the hottest girl in the world is sitting on the car. And, you know. Anyway, she's like, hurry up, Playboy. Like, we gotta go before the king kills us for being late.
No, she says, let's go, Playboy, before I let the queen stab you.
Ah, yeah. So before I let the queen stab you. Anyway, so they get in the car because they have to go to dinner with the fam jam. Whose birthday was that? It was someone's birthday.
It was Arthur's.
Arthur's birthday. It's Arthur's birthday. We love Arthur. Anyway, so that's that house. Obviously, Elle's throwing a whole shindig. There's canopies in the backyard. Everything's all nice and set up. And they're enjoying their time. And they have dinner and all is well. And then later that night, they're all sitting outside. And Elle and so the Deckers have gone home. The Deckers get invited to these things now, which I find that's sweet. They're part of the family now, too. They should be. G-Dog's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Elle and Cassie and Riley are all cuddled up on the couch with the projector outside, by the way, watching a movie. And, you know, Arthur and them are still there somewhere. And then Lincoln, Marcus, and Jace are all sitting next to each other. And then, you know, Marcus and Jace are both looking sappily over at their girls and blah, blah. And then and then Riley walks up to Jace in the middle of Logan making a threesome comment. And he says, who doesn't like a threesome? And Jace says, not me. I don't like threesomes. And Riley looks at him and she goes, are you joking? Did you forget that we met mid-orgy? And he goes, I try to, Red. I really do. And then, well, they're all sitting there, and then Jace said something stupid. And she's like, well, you better, like, never want to have another one again. And she goes, because if you do think about it, I'll just, or she threatens him, basically, and he goes, oh, really? And, like, what are you gonna do to me? And she goes, I'm not gonna do anything. I'll just get the queen to stab you. And then I was like, who am I stabbing? And he's like, damn, did she just jump out of the word stabbing? Anyway, and then he's like, no one, Queenie. And then she responds with, damn, our lives are so boring now. Meanwhile, during this time, Asher had come outside to get Lincoln and was like, we need to talk. And Lincoln's like, no, like, can't we do this at work? And he goes, not unless you want to talk about your personal business in front of your friends. And then, so Lincoln finally follows him inside. And then directly after Elle saying, our lives are so boring now, all of a sudden you hear from inside the house, you hear a smash first, and then you go, are you fucking kidding me? From Asher Donovan. And then Logan's like, I'll go handle those two. And she's just like, oh yeah, our lives are so boring. And then that's a little prelude into the next book. Anyway, and that was
her mental breakdown.
Yeah. Reckless Rebel. Jace. My poor baby.
I still can't believe you right now. It's hilarious.
What else was I meant to do? Not stop talking about Jace slitting his own wrists? I mean, the man tried to kill himself. Our sweet, happy-go-lucky, pretty boy tried to end his life. And I'm not supposed to be upset. And it was all triggered by some dickwad with a tiny penis.
Baby penis.
No, it's smaller than
the first time.
No, like a pea penis. I don't even think that I think it's smaller than a baby's penis. Like, it's like probably the size of my fingernail. Like, All started by that man. Are you joking me? This Greek Adonis almost ends his life because of that asshole? I think not. And then I'm not supposed to cry when he sees Rachel and Taylor in heaven? Really?
She's yelling at me now, guys.
I'm sorry that I'm emotional.
Well, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part. Well, I would like to say that it was something happy, but why did I remember almost word for word what Asher said to Jace? Like, why is that the thing that sticks in my
Because you're a
brain?
psychopath.
I'm a psychopath, so I remembered word for word what Asher says to Jace.
I don't know. Trauma?
I trauma ingrained that into my brain. No, my favorite part was probably the tattoos. I think that was really cute.
Yeah.
How he picked like a red butterfly for her and how she trusted him to do it. And also I just love tattoos and I love that they got them together.
I really liked how.
I take it back.
Okay.
My favorite part was finding out that Jace uses Snapchat and him sending a Snapchat video of Arthur and Helen of G-Dog and Ava dancing to Elle.
Yeah, saying
That was
Elle would
cute.
love this.
Yeah. Then that's when she found all the snoods.
Did you just say snoods? You probably said nudes, but I heard snoods.
No, I think I accidentally said snoods. It's a long way, bro. Brain fried.
I can't right now.
My favorite part was when
No, for real, was watching your breakdown.
But my favorite part of the book was when Jace went over there and crashed their girls' night, and Riley took a photo of him and Sophia with the face masks on, and then he went home and she sent him the photo of it, and he saved it and downloaded it and set it as his background.
So stinking cute.
He also printed it out and put it on his photo wall.
I know. I love him.
There we go. I have to crack my leg. I'm getting old. Got that, please. My favorite part was definitely G-Dog and the Deckers. All of them. I fucking love them. I love specifically when Jace when he smiled for the first time after a long time because of Sophia.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I really like how Gary and Ava parented Riley, and they kind of just pushed her in the right direction, but they never said, I hate your boyfriend. Like, they were never overbearing. They kind of just let her be her.
Figure it out.
But also, like, give her the right tools to be able to do that, and like give her like good advice and just be there, and like not meddle too much, but like still be involved in what's going on, because they know she's a good person. They know that she's a good daughter and can take care of herself.
Yeah.
But they were also there as parents and sounding boards when she needed it.
Yeah. So the Decker family overall.
I like their back and forth like banter at the beginning too, and he's like, she kept saying, I hate you, and he goes, no you don't. I know you don't hate me.
And yes, there was some like very frustrating parts in the beginning with Riley, but if you look at it from her perspective, you were only annoyed because you know Jace so well.
Exactly.
With every bit of information, she really did everything she could. She didn't know him well enough to go and ask certain things.
No, but
like,
she knew, all she knew of this man was that she walked in, he was in mid-orgy, so he's a fucking playboy player, and he does drugs, is an
And she's just
alcoholic, is
protecting a little
constantly
sister.
partying,
Yeah.
and is part of the Rebels, who are a quote-unquote gang, I guess you could associate that with. And
it's not like she refused to see his good parts.
no, but
Yeah.
all she knew, she just judged a, like,
Book by what she was being shown.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
She judged it, I wouldn't even say by the cover, she judged it by the prologue.
well, not even that. It's just whatever everybody else was telling her, and she saw one thing that confirmed that and never looked past it.
But she did see it over and over again, to be fair.
Exactly.
On her part. Like, it wasn't like a one time, okay, could chalk it up to a one time thing. Like, she constantly saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, That was Reckless Rebel.
That was Jason Riley.
We hope you enjoyed her mental breakdown in this episode because it was so much fun for us to watch. We're going to post some clips of it because, my God, is it ever hilarious. We hope you find joy
I'm
in it,
scared to
too.
find out what parts they recorded, to be honest.
Oh, everything. You getting up, you crying, you laughing, you losing your shit, you getting so mad at Dickie, everything.
Dickie deserved it. Do you want me to go back into it? Because you're making...
Nope, that's it. And that was Reckless Rebel.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.